Hi, we at Vikram Tutors have made an attempt to incorporate AI in our coaching techniques with trying to convert text into pictorial depictions for our champion students.
The balance of payments, often referred to as BOP, serves as a comprehensive record of a country's economic transactions with the rest of the world. It captures every exchange involving goods, services, income, and financial transfers between residents and foreign entities by systematically documenting these flows. The BOP provides valuable insights into a nation's economic relationships and financial stability. It includes exports and imports of goods and services, cross border investments, and remittances. The BOP is divided into distinct accounts, each reflecting different types of transactions. Understanding the balance of payments is essential for analyzing a country's economic position and its interactions within the global marketplace. The balance of payments, or BOP, is a comprehensive record of a country's economic transactions with the rest of the world. It is divided into two main components: the current account and the capital account. The current account tracks the flow of goods and services, income from investments, and transfer payments, reflecting the country's trade balance and earnings from abroad. In contrast, the capital account records financial transactions such as investments, loans, and the movement of assets, illustrating how capital flows in and out of the country. Together, these accounts provide valuable insights into a nation's economic health and its financial relationships with other countries. Understanding the distinct roles of each account helps clarify how a country manages its international economic interactions. The current account is a key component of a country's balance of payments, reflecting the flow of goods, services, income, and unilateral transfers between nations. It includes exports and imports of goods and services, which directly influence the nation's trade balance. When exports exceed imports, the country experiences a surplus, contributing positively to national income. Conversely, a deficit occurs when imports surpass exports, potentially reducing national income. Unilateral transfers such as remittances and foreign aid also play a role by transferring resources without a reciprocal exchange. Income flows, including earnings from investments abroad and payments to foreign investors, further affect the current account. Together, these elements provide a comprehensive picture of how international transactions impact a country's economic well-being. The capital account is a crucial component of a country's balance of payments, detailing the flow of capital receipts and payments. Unlike the current account, which tracks immediate income and expenditure, the capital account records transactions that affect a nation's financial assets and liabilities. These include investments, loans, and the purchase or sale of assets such as real estate or securities. Changes in the capital account can signal shifts in foreign investment and the country's overall financial stability. By analyzing capital receipts and payments, economists gain insight into long-term economic trends and the nation's ability to attract or retain foreign capital. Ultimately, the capital account plays a significant role in shaping a country's financial position on the global stage. Direct foreign investment and portfolio investment represent two distinct approaches to international investing. Direct foreign investment involves acquiring a significant stake in a business or asset in another country, often granting the investor substantial control over management and operations. In contrast, portfolio investment refers to purchasing financial assets such as stocks or bonds in foreign markets without direct involvement in the underlying companies. The key difference lies in the level of control. Direct investors typically influence decision making and strategic direction, while portfolio investors remain passive, focusing on financial returns. Additionally, direct investment usually entails owning tangible assets or equity, whereas portfolio investment is limited to financial securities. Understanding these distinctions is crucial for evaluating risk, return, and the impact on both the investor and the host country. The Reserve Bank of India classifies the capital account into several distinct categories to track the flow of financial resources into and out of the country. Foreign investment includes both direct and portfolio investments, reflecting ownership and financial interests by overseas entities. Loans encompass external borrowings by the government and private sector, as well as repayments. Banking capital refers to changes in foreign assets and liabilities held by Indian banks. Rupee debt service covers payments related to loans denominated in Indian rupees. Other capital movements capture miscellaneous transactions such as migrant transfers and acquisition of non produced, non financial assets. Lastly, monetary transactions involve changes in the Reserve Bank's foreign exchange reserves, which play a crucial role in maintaining economic stability. The balance of trade refers to the difference between a country's exports and imports of goods over a specific period. It is calculated by subtracting the value of imports from the value of exports. A positive balance, known as a favorable balance, occurs when exports exceed imports, indicating that a nation is selling more goods abroad than it is buying. Conversely, an unfavorable balance arises when imports surpass exports, which may suggest economic challenges or increased foreign dependency. The balance of trade is a key component of the current account, which also includes services, income, and transfer payments. Its significance lies in reflecting a country's economic health and competitiveness on the global stage. Persistent imbalances can influence currency values, employment, and overall economic growth. The balance of the current account is a key indicator in a country's international financial position. It is composed of three main components: visibles, invisibles, and transfers. Visibles refer to the trade in physical goods, such as exports and imports of products. Invisibles cover services, including tourism, transportation, and financial services, as well as income flows like dividends and interest payments. Transfers represent one-way movements of money, such as remittances or foreign aid, which do not involve a direct exchange of goods or services. Together, these elements provide a comprehensive view of the economic transactions between a country and the rest of the world during a specific period. The capital account is a crucial component of a country's balance of payments, recording all transactions involving capital transfers and the acquisition or disposal of financial assets. This includes borrowings and lending between residents and non-residents, as well as the purchase or sale of assets such as stocks, bonds, and real estate. Capital transfers may involve debt forgiveness, migrant transfers, or the transfer of ownership of fixed assets. Within the capital account, flows are categorized as either autonomous or accommodating. Autonomous flows arise from independent economic decisions, such as investments driven by profit motives. Accommodating flows, on the other hand, are designed to offset imbalances in the current account, ensuring overall equilibrium in the balance of payments. By tracking these movements, the capital account provides insight into a country's financial interactions with the rest of the world. Capital flows in the balance of payments are categorized as either autonomous or accommodating based on their underlying motives and impact. Autonomous capital flows are driven by profit-seeking or investment decisions, such as foreign direct investment or portfolio investment, and occur independently of the current account balance. These flows reflect the economic agent's responses to market opportunities and are not directly influenced by the need to finance deficits or surpluses. In contrast, accommodating capital flows arise specifically to offset imbalances in the balance of payments. Their primary role is to bridge gaps, such as when a country borrows funds or draws down reserves to finance a current account deficit. By distinguishing between these two types, we gain insight into whether capital movements are motivated by market forces or by the necessity to maintain equilibrium within the balance of payments. A country's balance of payments, or BOP, can be negatively affected by several factors. One common cause is a decline in foreign demand for exports, which reduces the inflow of foreign currency. Inflation within the country can also play a role, making domestic goods more expensive and less competitive internationally. Developmental imports, such as machinery and technology needed for growth, may increase outflows, especially if they are not matched by rising exports. Political instability can further discourage foreign investment and trade, leading to a deficit in the BOP. Each of these factors can interact, compounding the overall impact on a nation's economic stability. To address a balance of payments disequilibrium, several corrective measures are commonly employed. Currency depreciation and devaluation make exports more competitive while discouraging imports, helping to restore external balance. Import controls, such as tariffs and quotas, can reduce the outflow of foreign currency by limiting the purchase of overseas goods. Export promotion strategies encourage domestic industries to increase sales abroad, generating additional foreign exchange. Policy tightening, including fiscal and monetary adjustments, aims to curb excessive demand and stabilize the economy. Additionally, attracting foreign capital inflows through investment incentives or borrowing can temporarily bridge the gap and support the balance of payments. Each of these measures has distinct implications and is chosen based on the specific circumstances facing a country. The exchange rate is the value at which one currency can be exchanged for another. It determines how much of one country's money you need to obtain a unit of another country's currency. For example, if the exchange rate between the US dollar and the euro is 1.10, it means that 1 US dollar is worth 1.10 euros. These rates fluctuate constantly due to factors such as supply and demand, economic conditions, and market speculation. Currencies are traded on global markets, where banks, businesses, and individuals buy and sell them to facilitate international trade and investment. Understanding exchange rates is essential for anyone dealing with foreign transactions or traveling abroad. Exchange rate systems determine how a country's currency value is set in relation to others. In a fixed exchange rate system, the currency's value is pegged to another major currency or a basket of currencies, and the central bank intervenes to maintain this rate. A flexible or floating exchange rate system allows the currency's value to be determined by market forces, such as supply and demand, with minimal government intervention. Within floating systems, a clean float refers to a scenario where the currency is left entirely to market dynamics, while a managed float involves occasional central bank actions to stabilize or influence the rate. India adopts a managed floating exchange rate system, where the Reserve Bank of India intervenes selectively to curb excessive volatility and ensure orderly market conditions, rather than maintaining a strict peg or allowing a completely free float. Currency depreciation and appreciation refer to changes in the value of a nation's currency relative to others. Depreciation occurs when a currency loses value, making imports more expensive and exports cheaper, while appreciation means the currency gains value, leading to cheaper imports and more expensive exports. In contrast, devaluation and revaluation are deliberate actions taken by a country's government or central bank to lower or raise the currency's official value, respectively. These terms are most relevant in fixed exchange rate systems, where authorities set and maintain the currency's value. In flexible exchange rate systems, currency values fluctuate according to market forces, and changes are described as appreciation or depreciation rather than devaluation or revaluation. Understanding these distinctions is crucial for interpreting global economic trends and policy decisions. Exchange rates play a significant role in determining the prices of goods within a country. When the value of a nation's currency falls, compared to others, imported products become more expensive. For example, if the dollar weakens against the euro, American consumers may notice higher prices on European cars or electronics. Conversely, a stronger domestic currency makes imports cheaper, potentially reducing the cost of foreign-made items like smartphones or clothing. These fluctuations can influence consumer choices and even impact inflation rates. Businesses that rely on imported materials also feel the effects, as their production costs may rise or fall depending on exchange rate movements. Ultimately, changes in exchange rates ripple through the economy, affecting both households and companies in tangible ways. In a flexible exchange rate system, the value of a currency is determined by the interaction of demand and supply in the foreign exchange market. When the demand for a currency increases, perhaps due to higher exports or attractive investment opportunities, its value tends to rise. Conversely, if the supply of a currency grows, such as when residents purchase more foreign goods or invest abroad, its value may decline. Several factors influence these dynamics, including interest rates, inflation, economic growth, and market speculation. Political stability and global events can also affect investor confidence and consequently currency demand. The continuous adjustments in demand and supply ensure that exchange rates fluctuate, reflecting the underlying economic conditions and market sentiments.